in this video, I'm gonna show you the first things to do after setting up your OPPO Reno 13F. Let's get started, and the first thing I recommend doing, if you haven't done that yet, is connecting to Wi-Fi. This is important for the further steps, as well as for overall usage of your phone, because it allows you to do way more tasks than just messaging and making calls. So let's go to the setting and Wi-Fi. Then make sure Wi-Fi is enabled, and if none of the networks looks like in my case when it says connected, then just choose the network you want to connect to, enter its password and click on OK. Now it should connect to. I'm gonna reconnect myself back to that previous network because it's faster, and let's go to the next step, which is very important. These are the system updates. You should keep your phone updated because that makes sure your phone is secure, runs smoothly, and also that it has the newest features. So I'm gonna scroll all the way down until I can see system and update in settings, of course, then software update, and now it'll start checking for them. My version is up to date, but if yours is not, then you should be able to download and install that update. Then it'll prompt you to restart your phone in order to apply that update, and you'll be good to go. It may take several minutes, but in the downloading process you can still continue using your phone. Only in the installation and applying process you should leave your phone untouched. And now let's continue with the next step, which is signing into Google if you haven't done that in the setup. So I'm gonna go back to the settings, then I'm gonna find the accounts, user and accounts actually, and if it doesn't say Google that you have a Google account logged in, I recommend clicking on add account, then select Google, and if you don't have an account, then you can create it with create account button, but if you already have it, you can just log in here, and that's what I'm gonna do. Then I'm gonna enter the password of camera, and click on next, and now select who will be using this device. If you will be using it, select the first option. I know it has crashed, I'm gonna explain that in a moment, but if you select your child, then the further steps may vary a bit, so just follow the instructions on screen. I'm gonna try to log in again. That's because it is updating the Google services right now because the phone was just set up, so that's why it crashes. But I'm gonna just try logging in again. Maybe this time it'll work. But if you're doing it like 15 minutes after setting up your phone, then you should be you won't be probably crashed. Okay, now let's try again. I will be using it next. Then you need to agree to the Google Terms of Service as well as privacy policy. Without agreeing to that, you cannot add the Google account. Then you can choose whether or not you want to backup your device data, and most probably I would suggest leaving that selected because it makes you not lose your data in case something happens to your phone. I'm gonna accept it, and now let's go back and let's go to the next step, which is updating the apps. You should update them for the very same reason as updating your system, but also some apps just won't work without an update. So let's go to the Google Play app and click on Get Started. Then select what to use to verify your purchases with. You can either use the biometrics or password. I don't have my biometrics set up just yet. Gonna show you later that. So I'm gonna use the password. Then just click on Done and you can see we're in. Now we can click on the profile icon in top right corner and go to My Apps and Games, then go to Updates. You can see I have 2 updates in progress, so I'm gonna cancel them, then click on Update All, so just begin updating everything. And while it's updating, you can do everything else on your phone, so let's set up our screen lock and biometrics. That's also gonna be in settings, so go there, then go to security and privacy and find device unlock. Now go to screen lock, and if it says none underneath, then we'll need to set it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna select a pattern. Then after 5 seconds we can click on continue, but before I do that, I'm gonna explain that in case you forget your screen lock, there is no other way to restore your phone besides erasing everything what's on it. That is, so I really want to tell you to do your best to not forget your password. Of course, if something is backed up, then you can restore it later, but not everything backs up, and it's not always the newest data that's backed up. That's why I really want you to not forget your password, but it's still worth it to have it so no one else besides you has access to the important data on your phone. So I'm gonna click on next, then enter the pattern that I want to set, and now I need to redraw it to confirm, and I'm gonna cancel the fingerprint unlock because I'm gonna do that myself. So let's go back and go to fingerprint and face unlock, and first I'm gonna set the fingerprint because with face I need to explain something before we do so. So let's go to fingerprint. I really recommend setting it up because it's secure and also very convenient and very fast. So just click on Add Now and place your finger on the sensor which is hidden under the screen. Release it and tap multiple times again. Remember to move your finger between its scans so it scans the whole area of your finger. Then click on Done. Now I'm gonna cancel the face unlock because I wanted to explain something. So with the face unlock, it's not really secure. It can be unlocked with a photo of you or by someone who looks similar. That's why I strongly not recommend setting it up. On this phone as well as on other Android phones, it always bases on the camera, whereas on iPhones usually I'm not really sure if all Android phones base on the camera, but I'm sure that all iPhones base on IR sensors which make it secure, but here it's not. So I'm only gonna show you that in case you really need it, because you cannot use your fingerprint or whatever, then I'm gonna show you that, but I really not recommend doing so. So let's go to face and I'm gonna agree to that, then enter my lock screen pattern and click on Add Now. Now you need to position your face within the frame and hold for a moment. Now my face is added. I can click on Done, and what I'm gonna also do is I'm gonna enable Enter Home Screen after unlocking. I really like this option, so if I unlock with my face, then I don't have to swipe up on the lock screen, it'll automatically enter the home screen. So now I'm gonna show you how to unlock your phone with these 3 methods. The first one is the most basic one, the screen lock. So you just need to turn on your phone, swipe up and enter it. With a fingerprint, your phone doesn't even have to be the screen doesn't have to be on. You can just tap in the correct spot and it'll unlock it. And with a face, you can just raise your phone, look at it, and it'll unlock it. gonna turn the brightness up a bit. And now let's go to the next step, which is setting our wallpaper. Of course, you don't have to do it, but there's lots of people that do, so that's why I'm showing you this. But before that, I'm also gonna explain the fact that you might have noticed that my wallpaper changes each time, and I'm gonna disable this function because I don't like it. I prefer having a static wallpaper that I can set myself, or is just a static wallpaper provided by OPPO, not something that is changing every time. So let's go to settings, and first I'm gonna show you how to disable that option that I've set right now, and later I'm gonna show you how to set your wallpaper. So in settings, go to home and lock screen, and here you should be able to find the lock screen magazine or whatever it's called and disable it. Then I'm just gonna click on turn off, and now you can see that my wallpaper is now the same as my as my home screen, and it's not gonna change anymore. Let's go to wallpapers and style. And before I set it, I'm actually gonna take a photo. Of course, you can also use something else, like if downloaded from the internet photo, or maybe something that you've transferred from your previous device. Feel free to do it, but I'm gonna take a photo now, so I can I just have anything to set for my wallpaper. It's not the best photo that I've taken, but I hope it'll work. So let's go to the settings. I'm gonna remind you, wallpapers and style, then wallpapers, and now you can select some provided by OPPO, but I think the best ones are your own ones, which you can set by clicking on album, then agree and continue, and select the photo from your album that you want to set, then approve it, and now you can resize it, crop it, pinch it, whatever you want. Then click on apply to, and you can apply it to lock screen, home screen, or both. I'm gonna only apply it to the lock screen, and for lock screen you also have a few more customization options. Let me show you them. So you can still resize the photo. For some resizements, there's also the depth option, which slightly covers the clock and gives it a depth. So maybe let's set it like that. I think it looks great. And you can also customize the clock as well, in case you want. But I'm gonna leave it as it is and apply it. Now I'm gonna cancel that, and you can see my home screen is unchanged, but my lock screen is this new one, which looks quite great. Now let's go to the Play Store and download some apps that we find important. Of course, for different people there are gonna be different important apps, so maybe Netflix, maybe WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, TikTok, some other social media platforms or communicators or video streaming services, whatever you want. You can just go to the Play Store, go to search, and search for that app. So I'm gonna just search for like WhatsApp. I think that's a pretty common app, and that's how you install it. You just click on install and it'll start. And now let's go to other step, which is deleting all the unimportant bloatwares and different apps that you just don't need. First of all, I recommend going to the more apps folder, and two apps that are the most worth uninstalling is the Real Short. It's a really weird app that I don't recommend using. Then the Short Max, whatever, also I recommend uninstalling that. Then the other four apps in the more apps folder are just up to your preference. I'm gonna uninstall it just to show you that you can do that. If there's any app that that when you press on it shows uninstall button, then it can be uninstalled because it's not a system app, so don't worry about it. Then there's the worst folder of it all, the must play with, games that have multiple ads and stuff. So I'm just gonna uninstall everything altogether. Can I uninstall it like that? No. Okay, or maybe no. Sorry. I've entered the edition mode. Let's try again. Because if I click on remove instead of uninstall, then it will not remove my app from the phone. It'll only remove it from the home screen, and it'll still be in the app library. So that's what I don't want them. Now I'm gonna uninstall the Temu as well. You can leave it, but I don't really recommend it. It's better to have Amazon or like AliExpress even than the Temu. I'm gonna also uninstall the apps that you can see here, although they are pretty common to be used by people, so it's not that bad to have them. Of course, everything is based on your preference. Now I think I have uninstalled the apps that I don't need, so I'm just gonna quickly rearrange my screen and go to the featured folder. I don't really like the fact that I have the featured folder which has two apps in the tools folder which could be merged, so I'm just gonna merge them by dragging one of the apps from the featured, putting it into tools, then the other one, and you can see it's much more tidy, I guess. And now let's continue with the next step, which is going to Google Wallet, and this is optional, but I recommend doing so if you want to pay with your phone in stores contactless by tapping it to the reader. You can just add to wallet and select your payment card. Then you can either scan with the camera or enter the details manually with this button. So enter everything and then read what's written here and click on save and continue. Later on you may need to verify with your bank via a message, phone call, or your bank app if you already have that installed or have it on another phone, and then you should be able to just open the wallet whenever you want to pay in store and tap your phone to the reader. Of course, you don't even have to search for this app. You can just slide down from the top of your screen, then slide down again and find the wallet. Then when you click on it, it'll open wallet. So that is pretty convenient. And now I think we've done everything that I wanted to do, and that's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.